I'm going to try and make a recording that shows several things in motion. And on the right now on my screen, you see the CrazyFlie sitting on my desk, and it has Dennis Baldwin's designed propeller guards on it, which I've been flying with lately, and they seem to work okay. To the right of that is this controller, which I built from a plan that I got on the internet, of course, that I can just briefly give a reference to. Arduino R4 drone remote by the individual there whose name is Peter Boie. And I'll put a link somewhere to his video. But he designed this to use as part of his STEM education performance that uses a Tello as part of the performance. Now, what I've done is I've followed his design and made an adaptation to work with the CrazyFlie. But otherwise, the design of this is the same. It's an Arduino Uno R4 inside that white box. And I've got, all of these are just buttons. There's two LEDs. The blue one is on now, indicating that there's connectivity to a wireless access point. In this case, it's my Mac running Python. And then everything else is a button. And these buttons can control flight. Now, the original program that Peter did was for the Tello. And I've considerably changed the Tello program and then now adapted the program to run with the CrazyFlie as well. So I think this is a great thing to perhaps bring into a classroom where younger folks are kind of getting excited for drones. And you can talk about drone blocks programming and other, programming mechanisms, but actually being able to control the drone itself is kind of a powerful thing. And so what I'm hoping is to maybe get somebody interested in this to partner and maybe take this to somewhere where it's kind of produced as a product and we can introduce it into more schools. But for the meantime, I just want to show this in operation. So I've got my iPhone camera also focused over here on the left, pointing at an area of my workspace here. And I'm going to go over and put the CrazyFlie on the ground. So I'm going to leave the desk here to do that. And then before I do that, though, let me just show you my programming pieces. So there is a Python program that has now gotten to be pretty long. And in another video, I might describe more in depth what's going on inside this Python program. But this is basically the same one where I introduced some other controller apparatus, including one based on an ESP32. And I just adapted this slightly for this newer context. And then also Arduino, I've got this Drone Shield program, which is for the R4 Wi-Fi. So it's the Uno R4 Wi-Fi version. And it's got commands in here that when sent to the destination, which is my Mac running the Python app, I can have commands run on the CrazyFlie. So we have the CrazyFlie, we have the Python program, and then we have the apparatus itself, the CrazyFlie and me. So let me go and put this on the ground. CrazyFlie controller from the work that Peter Boie did. And I have referenced his contribution in the introduction for this flight demonstration. I have the CrazyFlie on the ground that's being viewed through my iPhone camera, and I'm using a desktop camera to show the controller. I have the Arduino code running on the inside of the serial monitor here, so I can see whatever serial monitor responses are generated. And I have the actual flight control program running as a Python program inside of Visual Studio Code. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, actually, right here, since I'm here now, I'm going to start the Visual Studio Code program. And it shows me that my deck is attached, that's the flow deck, and that the CrazyFlie is ready to fly. And now I'm going to go back to the visualization here. So you see the CrazyFlie still on the ground. you see my controller. There's a blue light here that's on, indicating that the Wi-Fi connection is good. And now I'm going to use the takeoff button. And then you see the CrazyFlie taking off. When the button here on the right stops blinking, that means the command has been processed by the CrazyFlie. So now I'm going to go up. I'm going to come down. I'm going to come back a bit. I'm going to go forward a bit. I'm going to do a yaw maneuver counterclockwise. Going to do a yaw maneuver counterclockwise. I'm going to do a left motion. I'm going to do a right motion. As long as the buttons are pressed, the command is going to continue to operate the CrazyFlie. Releasing the button causes the CrazyFlie to stop getting commands. So I'm going to go left again. It's a little unstable in the air here. That might be the prop guards. I have Dennis Baldwin's prop guards on. And I think this is enough just to whet the appetite for what's possible with this controller. And I'm hoping that I can generate a little bit of excitement in the community here to maybe go farther with this. I'm going to land. And the CrazyFlie is on the ground. I'm going to go back to the Arduino view. And so as I was doing things, just the basic takeoff and lands are serial monitor reflected. The battery being 0 means the battery is full. 0 means no problem with the battery. Then if I go back to the Visual Studio Code window, again, the button presses are not being monitored because that would interfere with the logic flow between the controller and the Python program. I don't want to have too much serial I/O both in Python and in the Arduino side. And then there's a couple of numerical statistics that are printed out there. So I think since that was a successful demo, let me wrap it up and then hopefully get this out in front of folks and maybe get some feedback about where we can go next and what kind of cooperation maybe I can get within this DroneBlocks community here.